I got 40 hours on this bike, and I would like to give you my thoughts and a review if this is a bike that's worth to get it or not. What's good on it, what's not really great. So let's get into it. Okay, right off the bat, we just finished riding, finished great weekend at 15 practice track and go for Dino's beautiful weather. It's weird for mid-November to get like 20 degrees, but well, I'm not gonna complain. 40 hours on the bike, whole season with racing, practicing, and I gotta say I'm very happy with this platform. Honda came out with this new bike for this year. It's 2022 model, and well, I had 2020, 2018, so I have to say this is a big step in the right direction for Honda. Although the bike isn't quite perfect, it's very good, but it's not perfect, so we're gonna dial into it. I'm gonna give you my couple thoughts and 3 points that I really like and 3 points that I don't really like. As you can see, I have some mods on the bike, so if you want to get more depth into it, check the video over here. But as a tip, I'm going to give you my recommendation which mod is definitely worth the money. Not all of them are worth the money, and some of them are quite expensive, but there's one thing that I will definitely consider must-have on this bike or pretty much any other bike, so stay tuned for this at the end of the video. So the first major thing that I noticed on this bike when it was in the stock form, how light it is. And guys, maybe on the paper it's not that much, well, maybe actually it is, but still, it's day and night difference. Like, this is super light feeling bike. It's super nimble, maybe just because it's so narrow, so it's like a flickable, you can put it side to side. It's easier to kind of, when jumping something, to stretch the jump, kind of lifting the bike with your legs, or it's hard to explain, but it's definitely big plus. How nimble this bike is. The previous generation was kind of heavy feeling in the moments, but this is super light feeling bike. Another thing which is big positive, and it was right from the get-go, it's a power curve. Guys, this bike in stock form was more powerful compared to my previous build. It was pulling way much better. It was the power was way more usable in a you know, deep sand. You know, it wasn't like, it's the whole, you know, gearbox ratios, the power curve when the power is available to you, recovery time. It's so much better that this bike, I'm not gonna say you can lug it on one gear going around the track, but if you really want, you can have it. Although I've changed a lot of stuff in this bike, I feel like it's stock form, it's way better than the bike which was modded in the previous generation. Okay, and this one is going to be actually one of the favorites. I don't know why it took so much time for Japanese brands to do that, but airbox, guys, honestly, I'm not sure if you can see it, but basically what they did, they've put like air filter upside down, which it's not like going like this towards the ground. The air is not going towards the ground, it's going up. What they did, the all dirt and stuff is not necessarily hitting your air box. It's pretty much like going down. When you're changing your air filter, all this dirt is going down, not inside your air box. Honestly, after 40 hours, I don't have any sand inside it, nothing at all. It's spotless. And the previous bike, well, that wasn't the case, and I'm pretty good with filters, and I'm changing them after every ride, keeping them clean, airbox clean, and still sand was managed somehow to get inside. This part over here, sick, and it's done. Air filter, it's lining up by itself, you don't have to do much. Well, I cannot ask for much better system. I think KTM is still the best when it comes to that. Okay, first thing that I don't really like about this bike is how you are gripping it. It's very narrow, and that's actually pretty good, but so basically, as you can see with this part over here, this is not much, but this is pretty much all you are gripping with your legs. Factory teams have this little plate over here with the grip tape, more grip tape over here. I don't have that, but definitely it's something worth to consider to put more grip. I'm planning to change this grip tape for something different, but I noticed on this bike more than on the previous one that the grip is something that I have to constantly think about it. On the previous bike it was kind of a little bit easier. There was always double pipes that you can always kind of wedge in between, like it was a little bit easier to grip. And being on this side of the bike, I can already tell this is another thing that's on the negative side of things. The pipe, maybe it's just the Yoshi pipe, maybe the stock one has it too, but all my pants, boots are basically burned out over here. You can actually see black stuff, burned pants or something. So basically this part of the pipe is burning pants like crazy. I don't have any, protection or anything. Maybe I should put it, but this is something that I never had a problem on the previous bike. But this one, all pants are burned over here from the exhaust. Maybe it's a Yoshimura thing, performance over pants, I guess. So yeah, I better get used to it. And maybe this is something that is just my bike has it, but all the time, every time I ride, those bolts here, this nut, definitely triple clamps, both are getting loose. I don't know why and how this is happening, but each ride they are looser and looser and looser. The steering stem bolt came out so loose that I almost lost it. And this is a bolt that you're putting pretty much torque on it, so it's kind of weird that it's happening. Again, I'm not sure if this is only my bike or all. Alright, so these are my 3 good thing and not really good thing. Okay, so these are my pros and cons about this bike. Overall, the bike is great. It's a way better platform than the previous generation. I feel like if you have 2021, something like this, and you're thinking about getting this, definitely worth to change if you're planning, obviously, to change for Honda. I really like this bike. I don't think I'm gonna change it for anything for next upcoming season or 2. I've spent some money on mods, so definitely I'm gonna stick with this bike. And speaking of mods, actually, my bonus tip is gonna be applicable to all kinds of manufacturers, not just Honda. It's suspension. Guys, this is very important stuff, and this is why I don't really think any conversation about suspension and shootouts are necessarily relevant to all of us, because none of us are exactly the same. Some guys are faster, some guys are slower, some guys are lighter. There's so many variations that suspension should be very individual stuff. Second thing, it's ECU. Guys, I can't express how much ECU can change the bike. Previous bike, I will say stock, it was I will say very average. After ECU, it was pretty good. Still not as good as this one, but this one after ECU, it's a really good machine. This is not much, I will say, slower, less powerful bike than 350 is, and this is ECU and the pipe, that's it. Pipe is not necessarily something you need to get. It's pretty expensive, and weight loss, it's not much better. Power gain, still, stock pipes are pretty good nowadays. It's just the way how a bike looks with this nice pipe, but other than that, ECU it's number one engine mod. You should do it. I guess that's it for my little review about Honda CRF 250 2022 model. So now season is over, so I'm gonna see you guys on the track probably next year. So yeah, until then, keep yourself in shape and stay tuned for first race next year. Take care, guys. Ciao.